There's a strange man in my driveway. What's up, buddy? What do you think? You're the first one to see the R32. What do you think?
Yo,
it doesn't.
When I backed up, I was like,
yeah.
R32.
So the front came out really good. The rear is a bit higher. I'm gonna pull off the rear strut today and see that's what's causing it to go lower. But it looks really good. The only issue right now is I left the car aired up yesterday and obviously now it's back down. So we have a leak somewhere. I'll check the fittings on the bags and see, but yeah. Yeah, it came out pretty good. It's cool to see.
Yo,
yeah,
it
once
looked so mean when I walked. I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to walk up.
no, I don't mind.
It looked like, yo, what you doing up in here, boss?
Yeah, we had to get the rear to set like the front, but yeah, it came out nice. It dropped down a bunch.
Yeah,
and it still rides really good. So once we address whatever my leak is and then get the rear to drop down, we should be good to go. I like it though. I'll pull it out in a second. It came out cool though. We'll get it pulled out here. I'll have to see if there's still air in the tank or what all leaked out. Where's my controller at? Oh, there it is. Let me see if we got anything. This turns on, then it leaked out, but... Okay, so I didn't leak out the tank completely. So maybe it's just the fittings on the bags. We don't have this set up just yet, but it should go all the way up to monster truck height. We'll get this set up today. And then it should drop back down to ride height in a second. Yep, there's the back, there's the front. So that's our standard right now. We're always gonna lower it down, but that's the current standard. Let me pull it out real fast. And then the new shift knob. The tank's kind of loud, but there's two compressors back there, so. Oh, e-brake, leave that off there. Put it here. Want that fill up real fast. Oh. So this is like the default ride height, which is almost like where it was before. And then you just press your all out and then it'll drop. Yep.
Yeah, it's sitting on something.
Yeah, so today I'm gonna go ahead and pull. So we got the rear bag. We didn't swap out the Bilstein struts back here. So they may just be longer. So what I'm gonna do today is just disconnect the whole strut and take it out completely and see if that's our issue. And then if it drops down, then they're gonna make us a brand new strut for the rear. That way it sits lower.
Like that side is a little lower.
Yeah, maybe one of the struts is stronger than the other, or yeah, we'll have to see. I'm gonna go get in the car today and see what's going on.
Man.
But it's cool. Everything else functions really nice. The ups, the downs, it rides good. So we just had to go through and see why the rear is not as low as it needs to be. But it looks good though in the front.
Oh, that is nasty.
It looks killer.
That is, man, I pulled it. I'm telling you, I was back.
Yeah, I heard you like, woo!
I was like, oh, is this the same house? Is that Casey's?
Yeah. No, it looks really good. I'm a fan. So like I said, goal for today, we need to figure out if it's actually the strut in the backside here that's keeping the car from going down any further. And if it is, Castor will make me a new one. That way the car can sit lower down and match the front. Also, the tires and parts for this car, the BBS wheels, showed up today. But whenever she orders parts, I don't know what it is. They won't deliver to our house. They always drop it up in some random place. So we had to pick that up. I also have to go to the junkyard and pull the 4Motion stuff off my V5. There's just so much to do, not enough time. All right, well, on today's episode of Your Parts Never Come to the House, we're now into some other random spot. I think it's around the corner. They just be delivering stuff to the most random places. Like, we've been home the past 2 days, and they just put the stuff in the door, and they even try to see if we're there, which is so weird. But
okay.
Good luck to you, and then I'll help you carry it because there's a bunch of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, hang on. All right, while we wait, let's go ahead and get the back seats folded down because we have a bunch of stuff coming. All R32 parts. Oh, there she is. There's her first box.
Second one, but it's really big.
Yeah, hang on. Just dump that in there. You can see all your stuff. Oh, the tires are too?
No.
The tires? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well.
There's another one.
All right, hang on.
All right, got the second box. Yeah. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Maybe the subframe.
There's your subframe, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Look at that I was holding on to. It was about to rip.
Mm.
Right. I didn't know what you got, to be honest.
I don't also remember.
I was hoping your tires were bigger today, but no tires for you.
Yeah, no, not yet.
What you got? I know this is probably your subframe because this is for a subframe for that car. That was a bit rusty. Trying to replace that with a nice fresh one.
Well, remember how like the bolts actually broke off into it?
Yeah, so we had to fix a few bolts. We did the sway bar on there before. Some of these are like control arm, like links in the back, and there's like wiper blades in here. What's this? Are these bushings to the rear? Maybe?
Yeah, they should be.
Damn. So I think this is for the rear somewhere. So
that's for the rear, the upper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Arm, the one that's like rusted through.
Yeah. There's a shift boot in this one.
That's for this.
Your box got a bit yeeted, but yeah, shift boot for this wagon.
Well, they put these all separately.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, there's 20 of those bad boys in there.
New lug nuts. What's that one?
This is CV boot.
Oh yeah, the axle boot on this one I think is ripped, so new boot for there.
I got all 4 new ones.
Okay.
You know what? We'll just do this.
There's a lot of stuff. Is that your?
These probably windshield wipers.
Yeah, I think that one over there too.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. Lug bolts, wheel bearing kit.
This is a rear.
What's this for? Your car?
I just got it because it was on sale.
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually need
Wheel
it
bearing.
yet,
I don't need wheel bearings yet,
but it was on sale and it was super cheap, and I was like, we'll just get them just to have them, you know?
A bunch of fancy stuff in there. So like I said, majority of all of this stuff is just like maintenance stuff for that car to make sure it's as fresh and good taken care of. I was hoping your tires are gonna come today because I want to put the BBS on this car, but sadly no tires yet. So hopefully like tomorrow, I mean this is already here. We ordered at the same time, so it should be here, I would say this week, and then we can get the BBS on the car and it's gonna look real fancy. Real fancy. All right, so go ahead and remove the Bilstein strut from the back left side. I left the back right side on. We're gonna put the wheel back on, air out the car, and see if there's any difference. Other than that, I don't know what else we would be hitting or stop us going down. Maybe the axle here is hitting the subframe, but obviously that can't be notched because that's very structural. I don't know. I mean, if it's not that, then I really don't know what else it would be. So let's see what it does. All right, let's see what we got. Nope, same height. So something. Can I see? Oh, so it's. I can see the axle back there. You guys can quite see it's dark, but it's not the axle it's hitting. I mean, I don't know if I need to do both sides at the same time to see, but like, so even with this strut removed, this side doesn't go any further down. You can see the bag kind of in there. It's kind of dark for you guys, but the bag is fully compressed, looks like. Interesting. It's hard to see what's actually. We may have to go put it up on the 4-post lift, where we can air out the car and walk underneath it, and try and see what's holding us back here. I went ahead and sprayed some soapy water, and you can see we got some bubbles coming out right there on this fitting. It's not the line fitting, it's the fitting going into the actual bag itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out real quick and tighten it down more. I already wrapped the fittings in like the line sealant tape stuff, so I should have helped, but still got some bubbles going on. So maybe I need to wrap it thicker or just make it a little bit more tight, and we'll see what happens. So I was able to get another half turn out of the fitting going to the bag, and now there's no more bubbles. So this should be good, and I'll do this on each one, and that should fix our leaky bag problem. We already fixed one on there, so this should be what we're gonna try to do now. We've compressed this bag all the way down. We're gonna try to use the jack here and lift up as high as it'll go and just see if we're hitting something. Someone said that has an R32. They said maybe the control arm bushings back there are getting kind of seized up or stuck or something. It looks to be like it's going all the way out, but something, maybe it's just the bag itself doesn't go low enough. That's also a possibility, but maybe something getting stuck in here. We're gonna try and figure it out. Leaky bag number 2, and again, this isn't on them. This is just, I didn't tighten this as much as I could have into the bag. I just didn't want to do any damage or strip anything out, but tighten it up with like a half turn, and this should be good as well. So if you remember, just a short while ago, I said I didn't tighten the fittings on the bags too tight because I was afraid I was gonna snap them. And well, I done snapped it. Where you go? Here it is. I done snapped it clean off. So this one I re-wrapped in PTFE tape, so it's nice and thick. And no matter how tight I put it, it kept leaking out of this side here from the fitting to the bag. And I tried one more turn, and you never try that last turn, and then it snapped clean off. Thankfully, I was able to get the threads out of there, so that's still good, but now I have no fitting. Now, I do have this spare fitting. This is a airlift quick disconnect one. This portion's a little bit bigger than those threads, so I'm pretty sure if I try and use this, I might crack this entire thing, which we don't want to do. So at the current moment, we might be bagged on 3 corners and static on the back right because I don't have a fitting for this just yet. This may work, but I'm afraid to try and screw it in there and damage this. That last turn, but it was still leaking, so I mean I had to go tighter, and I already wrapped this thing super thick in the tape stuff, so I mean, like, I don't know, maybe it was actually this piece that was the issue versus the fitting. I don't know. Either way, it got yeeted pretty good, and it's all snapped now, so there's that. All right, so thankfully I have a whole bunch of leftover airlift stuff, like fittings and things. So on my car I have the small size fitting into a 1/4 inch line, but these are 3/8. But I had some spare fittings left over, which you can see is not screwed in all the way. But if I put some air in the bag, I'll turn it off, hang on. Some air in the bag and I spray this, even though it's not in all the way, I'm not getting any bubbles. So I think that should be good enough. Like I said, I think our actual problem here is the fact that these bags are a bit too big. The airlift ones that I've seen kind of go down. I think this is also their first R32. This is more of like a prototype type kit, which with the first of anything, there's always little issues here and there to work out, which is no big deal. They're willing to work with us and get it sorted out, which is awesome from them. But yeah, this bag sits on top where the airlift one sits down here on this ridge, and you can see how much of a drop that is. It seems small, but that's enough to drop the car that much more. And then if we adjust the top a little bit, it'll sit where we need to. But this isn't leaking anymore. Thank goodness I had that fitting. These will work for now, but we'll get them sorted out to get the right size. That way the car can air out fully. But I'm just glad this worked out. Oh, thank goodness. So just got off the phone with Doug. They're gonna help us get situated with all of this. Like I was saying, like I said, this bag is just a little bit too big, we think. Let's see this one. So this is the airlift bag you can see there. So the airlift bag, it runs, the feed line runs through inside of here. It's like a drain line that goes into the top of the bag. And then the bottom side is just flat. So their side goes all the way down to down here where this one sits on top, and then it drops. I mean, without having this entire bottom piece here and the top being lower, you can see how much I would drop the car. So they're gonna try and get us a bag similar to this, or either a smaller one like this, but either way, they'll get us taken care of and we'll get it figured out. And the back will be sitting as low as the front does. So not a big deal. Like I said, this is the first one for the R32 that they've done. So little hiccups here and there, but we'll get it all sorted out and squared away. All right, so moving to the front of the car, I need to do the same thing. Jack up the car, pull off the wheel, tighten the fitting on the bag. Praying I don't snap those ones either, but if I do break them, it's good to know that I have more spare airlift ones, because this side that I swapped the airlift fitting on, the quick disconnect, is working properly. Nothing's leaking. It goes up and down like normal. So if I do end up snapping something like this again, I do have backup, so we won't be stranded. All right, so I tightened this top fitting as far as I dare go. It's still bubbling a little bit. This one was leaking the fastest, but I got another like half turn out of it, but I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. They're gonna send us all 4 new quick disconnect fittings to go on these ones. These ones are more secure, I guess, for actually holding the line, but I don't know, for whatever reason, just on the top section going from the fitting to the bag, it's just not sealing properly. And I've wrapped it in the PTFE, whatever it is, the tape, and it's plenty thick enough, but I just can't get a good seal, so it's okay. The leak is slower now, so as far as drivability, it should still be fine for now, but we will get new fittings soon. Also, while we're doing this, we're swapping out these old crusty lug nuts for these nice shiny new ones. And these make such a huge, it's a small thing, but going from those crusty ones to these ones makes a huge difference. Minus, I mean, the wheel's like black, basically. The thing's so filthy, but the lugs look super shiny and nice. And we'll be swapping the rears as well. Going from those ones to nice shiny ones. It's a small thing, but it really does make a huge difference. So this front left side had the slowest leak. I tightened about a half turn and now it's completely gone. So this side has no more leak, back left has no more leak, back right has no more leak, and the front left has a slow leak still. But this is a very common thing. When I did the air on my car, we did Greg's car. I mean, most cars that get air ride, at some point there's gonna be leaks somewhere, whether it's your management, your lines. I had leaks that were inside of my dash. So I have the manual management. So behind my pedals, I had some leaks there. It kind of happens. This is part of an air ride. I mean, if you do it first try, no leaks at all, that's super awesome. But for the most time that I've seen, there's always a few leaks here and there and little things you have to go through. So good, good, good. The tank section's all good. We just have one small leak up there, which they're gonna send us all the quick disconnects for all of them. But if we only have just one slow leak on one corner, can't complain. I mean, my car still has a leak on the front left side as well that I just never care to fix, but it is what it is. So just about there. Yeah, from the front, it looks killer. Just about to the ground, but not enough to actually crush the lip, which is perfect. It looks good. So for right now, this is how the car is gonna sit. Like I said, they're gonna send us new bags for the rear here very, very soon, and some new fittings as well. And that'll get the rear sitting like the front and just all the way flat to the ground. Went through back here, wiped everything down. I gotta say though, this trunk setup came out really good. Like, I love the wood, I love the black that matches all this. It came out really good. So now it's my turn to drive this thing on air. I'm curious how it feels, because my car has sleeves in the back because the Mark-IIs have a lot of room, where this car had double bells in the rear. So I'm curious to see how it feels compared to mine. So I rode in the car yesterday, but I'm curious how it feels actually driving it. So we'll turn this back on. Let's bring the car up. If you've never in a bad car before, like that feeling of lifting up is so cool. And then it'll drop back down here in a second. And then we were at ride height, and now we are good to go. This thing feels nice too, I like this.
Yeah.
It feels very similar to how I felt before. Feels good so far. Now we're not gonna be doing anything aggressive with this first little test run. We still have a slight leak on this side, but so far it does feel nice. It feels nice, it really does. Like from how it was on coilovers to now, it really doesn't feel, I mean, if no one told me, I wouldn't think anything was different. We are almost out of gas, so it's not gonna go very far, but it does feel really good though. Yeah, once we have the rear sitting low all the way like it's supposed to be, honestly, this is a really nice setup. The tank looks good. The car feels really nice, and it's very responsive still. Like, it doesn't feel like it's lost any of the R32 feel that it had before. I like it. It feels nice. So yeah, fix our leaky fitting over there, get the back lower, and it's good. Let's see how this feels. I'm not going very fast, obviously, but I'm just trying to get a feel for the car, just make sure everything's good to go first. My guy's hauling in the Skoda. But it feels good, nothing's rubbing. And we're currently at the height of where the car was on coilovers. But plus the sway bars. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels really good. Like I said, bag technology has come such a far away from how it first started. So, this feels really nice. Feels really nice. You and your little bag car. What a little cool kid you are. Get your wheels on soon.
Yeah.
I like it. It feels nice. Yeah, very responsive still. Doesn't feel like we've lost any of the drivability of the car. Feels really good. Yeah, like I said, if someone didn't tell me this car was on bags, like you really wouldn't you wouldn't think. You would never be like, oh, this car must be on bags, so how it's riding, you wouldn't tell at all. Feels good. When you're cruising, it's super comfy. You can go more pressure in the bags or less if you want it harder or softer, but like, nicely done. I like it. A few things to fix here and there once we get it all dialed in, but I quite like how this car feels. It feels really good. I'm impressed. Not bad, not bad. All right, well, there's my first drive in the R32. Let's go ahead and, ooh. Oh yeah, cars just look good flat to the ground. And I gotta say, this thing actually drives really, really nice. If I wasn't told this car was on air, you would never know. Like, you really would, unless you're on like some sort of like super insane, like fully crazy like race coilovers. You would never feel the difference between what we had before and now. The car feels great. It almost feels like more responsive and sharper in the corners. It just feels really good. I know a lot of people think air can't do anything but like be a show car, but I promise you, it definitely can do a lot more than that. And this thing actually feels really, really good. So obviously we'll do more testing. This car will see the Nürburgring again once we get our last little things dialed in. Well, there it is. My first drive on the R32. Didn't go super hard in the car, but car felt super planted and very, very good. I quite like it. I'm gonna end it off here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.